Ghost Maps. Entry 2, Upper Serangoon Road. Jeffrey asked me to sit on the other side of the table. Ask him why, but he mumbles out a barely coherent reply. I shrug and oblige, shifting seats. It's then that I noticed the difference. The seat I was in faced the wall plastered with beer ads, with hardly anybody passing by. The seat I shifted to faces the crowds, walking up and down the pavement next to the coffee shop on this sunny Sunday morning. I look back at Jeffrey and nod slightly, trying to put him at ease to show that I acknowledge his discomfort. He can't even meet my gaze. Jeffrey's eyes twitch every few seconds. It's not obvious enough that you notice if you weren't paying attention, but it's there. I can't. Faces, he tries to explain to me. I tell him it's okay. I say, just tell me where your story starts. Jeffrey lived in Upper Serangoon Road for about 2 years now. His mother moved into one of the newer condominiums after her divorce was finalized. Nothing out of the ordinary had happened before this one particular Saturday. Jeffrey thought his younger brother, Ernest, had gone off for a camping trip with some friends to Pulau Ubin early in the morning. When he woke up though, hungover, bleary-eyed, Jeffrey was startled by his sibling. Ernest was standing across the hallway from him, at his own bedroom door. He wore a scowl on his face that didn't seem particularly menacing. It still disconcerted Jeffrey a little. Part of it was that Ernest was breathing heavily, but was otherwise standing completely still. What troubled Jeffrey the most, though, was that Ernest wasn't staring directly at him, just in his general direction. "What's your problem?" Jeffrey asked, shrugging off his unease and sizing Ernest up the way brothers do. Nothing. No reply. No movement. Just the scowl. Not the mood for a sibling's silent tantrum, and certainly not at 10 in the morning. Jeffrey cursed at him and headed to the kitchen for breakfast. When he came back, Ernest wasn't outside his room anymore. Jeffrey peeked through the open door to see Ernest standing in a corner. His scowl was replaced by a malicious grin. His eyes still didn't focus directly on Jeffrey. His shoulders rose and dropped as he continued breathing heavily. "Are you okay?" Jeffrey asked, hesitantly. "Ko?" was all Ernest replied, calling out to his older brother in a tone that contrasted the expression on his face. Ernest sounded scared, even as he continued to grin in Jeffrey's direction. "What's wrong?" Jeffrey ventured. "Ko?" Ernest replied, terror still in his voice. "Ernest," Jeffrey said, taking a step into the room. But the moment he crossed the threshold, Ernest's expression reverted back to a scowl. Unconsciously, Jeffrey took a step back out of the room. He stared at his brother for a while longer, and finally shook off his worry as best as he could, and closed the door behind him. I showered, knocked on my mom's door to say goodbye to her, and I just left, Jeffrey tells me, sipping a Coke that I helped him order. Throughout the day, I keep thinking about the looks he gave me. I asked Jeffrey where he went that day, and he says that he just wandered around. It didn't matter where he went. He just don't want to be at home. Eventually, though, Jeffrey did return home. It was 6:30 in the evening, and comforting sounds of his mother cooking in the kitchen greeted him as he walked in. He yelled a greeting to his mother as he headed to his bedroom to change. He stopped in front of Ernest's door first. It was closed, just like he left it. He opened the door, slowly, carefully. No one. He sighed with relief and went to get changed. He came back out of the kitchen and exchanged pleasantries with his mother before asking her, "What's Ernest's problem?" She asked him what he was talking about. "This morning," Jeffrey said, "he looked moody as shit. Did his Ubin thing get cancelled?" His mother's face went pale. She looked him dead in the eyes, said that Ernest left for Ubin the evening before, and he'd been there since. "We tried calling him and everything. We couldn't get through," Jeffrey tells me, his eyes darting around, the twitch more pronounced now. When he came back, he told us that he was having problems on Ubin. I tell him that I'm planning to interview Ernest next about those problems. I ask him if he wants to stay, but he quickly declines. I can't, he stammers, and I tell him it's okay if he has to be somewhere else. Jeffrey tells me he doesn't have anywhere else to be. He tells me that he moved out of the apartments on Upper Serangoon Road soon after the incident. He hasn't seen his brother since, but he still thinks he sees his face sometimes, out of the corner of his eye, always grinning or scowling. Jeffrey stands up, kicking his chair back to the ground, and shuffles away. I try to stop him, but he's gone before I can get a word out. So I sit back down, stare out at the Sunday morning passerbys going up and down the pavement next to the coffee shop. My appointment with his brother isn't for another 10 minutes, but I could swear I spot his face a couple times in the crowd. If you want to discover more of Southeast Asia's other side, subscribe now.